Came up with a good idea.
We'll be the judge of that.
Well, I do it now. It's not a good idea.
Okay.
Okay. I'm sticking my neck out here. I think this isn't going to be a good idea.
Okay.
Thoughts?
Well, I'm going to agree with you. I'm going to second that motion.
Okay, let's see. Let's see if we're both right.
See-through skin.
High five, Rick.
Just animal facts. I remembered one in the week.
Go on.
There was, do you know them two gay American men who have tigers?
Well, they're not necessarily gay.
They're not no one actually knows if they are gay or not.
They are.
All right.
Okay,
Well,
yeah.
okay.
Gilbert and George, is it? No, that's those artists. What are
Yeah.
they called? Siegfried and Roy.
But
Yeah.
anyway,
Who may or may not be gay.
Yeah. And if they are, so what?
And if they are, so what? But if they're not, and they
no,
don't.
I just said that so you knew what I was talking about. 'cause
Sure.
Okay, the two gay ones.
Those
Yeah,
are
go
the
on.
Two possibly gay
tigers.
guys.
Yeah, let's not worry about libel law anymore. Then, or yeah,
if you
go on.
shave a tiger's head,
Whoa. Right, okay. You've got to treat that sentence with a lot more reverence than you did. Think what you're saying. If you shave a tiger's head.
not just its head, its whole body. If
Oh, sorry.
Sorry, yeah.
So I thought you were getting weird. Go on, then. Yeah, if you shave a tiger, yeah, go on.
it's still stripy underneath. The
Yeah.
skin's.
Is it like rock?
It goes all
Is
the
it like
way
all the way
through.
through?
Yeah,
Yeah,
It is.
that's amazing.
Where did you hear that one?
I remembered that. Like I was
Was
watching.
that a drunk just shouting it in the street?
I shaved a tiger and it's still stripy. Get out of here. Yeah.
I must make a note of that, thinks Carl.
Yeah, that's an interesting fact. Well, you know a polar bear? Polar bear's skin is actually black, and its fur is transparent, not white, and it gives the illusion. So it gets all the radiation possible from the sun, but it's still camouflaged.
I didn't understand that, Rick. Sorry, you lost me. If its skin's black,
a polar bear's skin is
and
black.
its fur is translucent,
And its fur is translucent.
so why is it white when we see
Well,
it?
it's just because the light hits it, and
The sun reflects on
yeah, and it makes it look white. Yeah, so if you look at each individual hair, it's actually translucent.
So at
there,
night
hair.
it would be black.
Well, everything is.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, not bright stuff, Rick. You've embarrassed yourself. Play a record. Oh, I know all about animals and stuff. Do you, Rick?
Well, it's all there, isn't it? It's interesting. The one that I was telling you before about what's the name? The lost letter.
The lost letter.
The
What's this?
lost postcard that's just turned up. Some woman sent a postcard years and years ago to a niece or something, right? And her niece was like 3 years old back then. And just now, like I think like yesterday or the day before, it turned up. The postcard turned up 74 years late.
74 years later.
It took 74
and that
years.
3-year-old girl's been living in the same house that whole time.
Well, yeah.
Sure.
There's not weird
You see
about
what I
that.
mean? There's always a question you can ask to just scratch the credibility of these stories. There's always, it's like the apocryphal tale.
Was this the slugs? Was this those slugs from last week?
Yeah, well,
that
they're
were
holding
stealing-
back because they're slow. Because the postman slug is useless. Its round takes him 74 years. Then he's got to go back to the beginning. He's got 74 years, and they can't carry the bag. That's why they go. That's why they turn to glue. That's why they turn to glue.
Oh, it's pitiful.
It is pitiful.
So you don't believe that someone sent a postcard years ago and somehow it's been stuck in the bottom of a post bag or something and it's only just
Stuck in the bottom of a post bag?
Yeah.
That means that there's like a 95-year-old postman who's still
Yeah.
wandering around.
Did you have to pay like the difference on the charges? Because presumably it was
It wouldn't have had Queen Elizabeth's.
it was a
picture on,
penny
would it?
black. Presumably, was it?
Yeah. What would be on the stamp? It would have been invalid, surely.
don't know.
See, these are the questions you should ask yourself.
Because
Go
if
on.
it's the postman's fault, the
There's
post
a
office
postman
can't turn
who was
around.
only 3 at the time himself, wasn't he? He was
No,
dead.
he is dead. Yeah, he'll
Yeah.
be well and truly dead now.
Yeah.
But the fact is that the post office made an error, right? They lost this letter.
Sure.
It's only just turned up. They can't turn around and say, sorry about this, I hope it isn't urgent. It's turned up 74 years late, and by the way, you owe us 25 pence.
Yeah.
They wouldn't do that, would
No,
they?
that's true. That's true.
So
that's
there
true.
you go.
You're asking questions, though. See, that's true. You see.
No,
Yeah.
but like my mum and dad, right? They moved to this little house, right? And they had loads of furniture that they collected over the years without chucking out, and they've moved to this small house, so they just had too much furniture, right? And they had this double bed. And that was for, like, you know, when friends come round and that, they can stay there. But the problem was he wanted to sort of put these wardrobes in the bedroom, right?
Right.
That went on either side of the bed.
Sort of wrapped around
Because,
the bed.
yeah, but because the room was so small, he thought, I can sort that out,
Yeah.
right? And he sawed the bed.
He sawed the bed.
He sawed the whole thing. So you've got, like, your mattress, your bed, and everything. And
What, he
sort
just
of-
sliced some off?
Like a big sandwich, just cut a bit off the
just
edge.
cut the
About-
crust
about-
off.
about how much is that, would you say?
About 8 inches, 6
About 8
inches.
inches.
But hold on, but that
Well, he
won't
cut
work. Because it'll all fall out the side, and then what happened to the springs and all the supports and stuff?
He
It'll just
sorted it
collapse.
out. It didn't all come out and that. I mean, it's not the comfiest bed. but the weird thing is, he did it, and even though it's only like that 8 inches or whatever, it totally ruined it. It's
Yeah.
like,
Well, of course it would.
no, but what do you think I mean? I don't mean it ruined it as in it looks a mess.
No, it would have been uncomfortable.
Not even that though. Just the fact it's that little bit shorter. It's like, God, for 2 people, this is hard work now. This is like you haven't got enough room, even though it's only 8 inches.
Why did he build the wardrobes first without measuring, putting the...
I think he did all that and then thought, oh, it'll easily fit in there, and it didn't. So he had to sort of saw a bit off the bed. But it's just weird how only 8
Did
inches.
he use one of those electric saws?
Yeah.
And there
That's
was just,
amazing.
presumably there was just kind of
What
sort of
did it-
material and wood just flying everywhere.
What did he do with the legs? Did he have to move the legs
He
in a
moved,
bit?
he moved the legs. Looking at it, right, once it's got like the quilt on it and everything, you wouldn't know. I was like,
Sure.
yeah, that's alright, you've done a good job.
Yeah.
And I went to bed at night, he's like, sleep well. Got up in the morning after having about 45 minutes sleep and said, something not right with that.
Yeah.
And he
You
goes, "What
really
do you
are
mean?"
your father's son, aren't you?
I said,
There's something not
I said,
right
it's
with
not
that.
right. And he said, oh, well, I said, what have you done? It doesn't seem the same. And he said, oh, I had to shorten it, sort of thing, to fit in the gap. I said, well, I can't sleep in it. I said, and there was a big kerfuffle. My mum was saying, look, you have our bed then, and we'll sleep in that one. And my dad was like, sod that,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's ruined.
you know.
Some idiot cut it.
So there was a big debate going on about where we should sleep, and I was saying, look, I only come and see you like every couple of, probably once every 6 months.
I'm not being funny, but next time we go home, can I film it? Just for, do you know what I mean, Channel 4 or something?
Well, the Osbournes is not on at the moment. The
Yeah, I know.
Pilkingtons.
Be-
That would be extraordinary.
oh, can we film it?
That's brilliant.
Is anyone from Channel 5 listening to this show?
Or Bravo.
Yeah.
The Pilkingtons.
Weird though. Weird.
Play a record?
What do you want to play? Do you want to play? Do you fancy playing some of yours?
What, have we got
I
anything?
don't know, something that was sent in to you, maybe.
Oh, yeah, no, I'll tell you, yeah, I'd like to play this. Yeah, Bronze Age Fox, band from Bristol, my neck of the woods.
Always
play
working,
the tune, play
Carl.
the tune.
Always working. He's
Play the
always
tune.
working. He's on the ball. He's on the ball. He's on the Bobby ball.
Rockbusters, Carl?
Yeah.
I'm not a champion of Rockbusters, as you know, but I think it's overstayed its welcome. But I'm willing to go
Well, I
along
think
with it.
Carl's just giving the fans what they want here.
Okay.
It's a popular thing, isn't it?
Got some good prizes.
The press
Well-
are behind it.
Let me tell you what the prizes are. It's a dance music compilation, Cream Trance Anthems 2003. We
Brilliant.
play a lot of trance on
Well,
this station.
I put that on quite a lot and danced to it
Exactly.
myself.
There's the original motion picture soundtrack to the forthcoming film adaptation. When you've seen the film, I'm sure that will mean more to you.
You
But it's
like
a
that,
good-
don't you?
It's a good movie, yeah. Nicolas Cage
I haven't
playing
seen
himself
it.
and a twin brother. And it's written by Spike, it's directed by Spike Jonze.
Joined at the, what?
No, they're not joined at the hip at all, or at the face. And we've also got the best one-hit wonders album in the world ever. What have we got on there? We've got things like The Crazy World of Arthur Brown, brilliant.
Nana, 99 Red Balloons.
The Rembrandt. In fact, it kicks off with Nana.
Sure.
That's followed up by I'll Be There For You, the theme from Friends by the Rembrandts.
Yeah.
And of course, Breakfast at Tiffany's by Deep Blue Something.
Brilliant. Deep Blue Something. Is
What
that the
happened
worst
to
name
them?
ever?
I think it possibly is.
No, Sixpence None the Richer.
Sixpence None the Richer
That's
is
a
quite
pretty bad name.
Okay, again, I know we've got a lot of chill-out fans who listen
Yeah,
to us, so
yeah,
the best chill-out album ever.
Yeah.
Bear in mind, of course, all these prizes collated by Carl from, I guess, people's drawers.
Yeah,
maybe their
looking in a
bags.
drawer, looking in a drawer.
Oh, dearie me.
What is it?
The only thing probably worth having is I mean, it's topical, if nothing else, Carl. A 7-inch by the White Stripes. Merry Christmas from the White Stripes. That was their exclusive
Brilliant.
Christmas single. So if
So
you
that's early, isn't it? That's
It's
yeah,
worth
get that.
something. It is worth
A lot of
something.
people have got to wait 11 months before that's released. Or is it last Christmases?
Exactly. And I have never heard of this DVD.
Go on.
I like to think of myself as being fairly familiar with TV and films, but I have never heard of Stephen King's Rose Red. Welcome
On
to a
DVD.
place evil calls home. And it's on DVD, it's certificate 12, so don't imagine anything too shocking. And it looks appalling. Is Rose Red Mansion truly haunted? To find out, Professor...
Okay, we've got the gist of it. They're
It's a
not
living
very
place
good
of death.
prizes. They're cobbled together, but if you've got nothing better to do, call in if you know the answers to these clues. It's Rockbusters.
Let's not let
Right,
them call
so
in, Rick.
I
Please don't
give
let
you-
these people call in.
I
No,
give you
no,
some,
they're not calling in. It's email only. Carl, don't interrupt me.
I'm just
Ricky.gervais@xfm.co.uk. Email only. I can't stress that enough.
We just don't want to speak to you people.
Right, go on.
Right, so I give some initials out and a cryptic clue, and it makes up the answer and that.
Well, sometimes it does, yeah. Go on.
There's two of them, there's a new aspect, which I'll explain about in a minute. So, the first one is, cryptic clue is, well, if he would have been wearing an helmet, it would have been alright. And the initial there is B, right? So, well, if he would have been wearing an helmet, it would have been alright. That's B, right? Band or an artist. Second one, why are them Jamaican fellas swinging fish around their head?
Okay.
Alright,
This
initials
just fills me with...
DS. DS. Why are them Jamaican men swinging fish around their head? Alright? And the final bit, to Rockbusters. It's a new bit. Last week I played you this.
Look at his face, goes along
Right?
with it.
That's someone beating up a dog. That was Smack My Bitch Up, right? So, here's some sound effects and that, and they make up a song.
I can listen to him talk
Hang on,
all day.
let's have a listen to the effects. Right.
Terrifying.
Right, I told you not to play that one, it's rubbish. No one will get that.
Well, we'll see.
I heard that a couple of weeks ago, so what do you think? I said it's rubbish, no one will get it.
No, it's not the one you think it is. Ah, right. So, email in, ricky.gervais@xfm.co.uk and you can win that stuff.
I'm a little bit confused. I'm here. I've heard what you're saying. We've discussed this in the past. I don't know what's happening.
What's
The
that?
first-
Is that a clue? That's a cryptic clue, that screaming to a song, is it?
There was screaming.
Well, don't say it!
So
It
that-
should stand up by itself. Don't give him any clue.
Hang on a sec. So this is the name of a song. It's not a band or an artist.
Yeah,
the sound
that's-
effects.
So the
song.
first two are bands or artists, and the last one is the name of a song.
I said we should abandon this. I said we should just pack it in.
What, the show?
Yes.
Right, okay, right. Do the questions and the answers. And if I think that it's either too hard or ungettable because it's stupid, we're binning it.
Right.
I thought we'd already been. I'm annoyed that.
Right, come on, do it quickly.
The first one was, well, if he would have been wearing an helmet, it would have been alright.
Right, what's the answer?
That was B.
What's the answer?
Busted.
Right, that works. All right.
Busted. That's fair enough.
Did anyone get that? I assume some people got.
No. People have given up, Rick. People aren't even bothering to contribute.
Right, what's the next one?
They've just ignored it like it never happened.
Busted.
Second
Busted.
one.
Busted.
Why are them Jamaican men swinging fish around their head?
Go
That was-
on.
That was DS.
Yeah.
70s band, Detroit Spinners.
The Detroit Spinners have become the D-Trout Spinners.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Brilliant.
then the final bit, I'll play you some effects. They
Let's
went
hear
like
this.
this.
Let's hear this. It's terrifying, Carl. It's sinister.
Well, what's happened there? What was happening?
No. What's the answer?
That was Born Slippy. The woman was having a baby, the doctor tried to grab it, it fell onto the floor.
That's in your head, Carl.
That's just a load of screams.
That's
and
in
noise.
your head.
Oh.
Do you know what? I haven't even got onto Born Slippy. I'm still on Trout Spinners.
Well, let's put a song, that's it.
I don't know what to say.
Steve, a song for the...
A song for the ladies, surely. And
Did
let's end
anyone
with-
get any of those?
Let's end with Nick Drake and the beautiful Riverman, and we'll see you next week. And hopefully,
Born
Rockbusters
Slippy
will be
Trout Spinners.
ditched.
Detroit Spinners.
Well, don't keep saying it.
Say it like that.
Well, don't. Ask by the Smiths on XFM 104.9. So, what's the email, Carl? If people want to ask you something, a problem, they've got a problem to solve. It can be anything. It could be a personal problem. It could be a scenario. It could be about. It could be about war. It can be anything. But
Or it could be more flippant, I suppose, and like
yeah,
ride.
yeah, it could be.
Yeah, but I prefer stuff that I could
So you
sort
can get your teeth into.
and actually, you know, sort out.
What, like war?
War is too... It's a bit big for me, that one.
Do you think?
I don't want to get into that.
What do you mean? If Tony Blair came to you and he went, Carl, listen, I'm having a bit of trouble here. I don't know what to do. I've tried everything. I've tried spin. I've tried being tough. I've tried backing down. I've tried getting other countries involved. They don't want to know. What do I do? What do I do? You don't know?
Tricky one. I don't
It's a
get,
tricky
I
one,
don't
it's a
get
tricky one,
involved. I don't worry about it. If it's going to happen, it's going to happen, innit?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just get in the bath, put a mattress on top of you. That's it.
Sorry, why are you doing that?
Ooh, slow down.
Why are you doing that?
That's what they say you do, innit? If it kicks off.
If what kicks off?
If there's a war and that, you get in the bath, put a mattress on top.
Right. Did they do that in the Second World War for 6 years?
Was that making bunk beds?
That's just what I read somewhere.
Yeah.
Is the bath full of water?
No.
No.
That'd be daft.
Okay.
I think they were enamel baths then, though. I think they'd stop a bit of shrapnel. I think the plastic ones you get nowadays would probably melt on you. And the mattress, where your dad has cut it in half, all the foam would come out and the springs would get you in the eye. Black Rebel Motorcycle Club, Love Burns, XFM 104.9. I'm Ricky Gervais.
My name's Steve Merchant.
Carl, what's your name?
I'll press the buttons.
That's it.
Carl, I press the button.
Yeah. Oh, bless him. He's
People
got
are loving the K-Man, aren't they?
They are. People are saying they love him. He's just. Oh.
He is. He's
I think we've created a whole new Will McDonald.
I like to think so.
Yeah.
Carl!
Or Gordon the Gopher.
I used to have a show in Manchester.
You
Did
used to
ya?
host a show.
Yeah, overnights.
What kind of things was it? What kind of stuff?
What sort of tip were you on?
Phone-ins and stuff.
Yeah.
You did a phone-in?
Not a proper one.
What did people phone in about?
No, they didn't. That was what's the problem. There was no phones. Go on.
No, just, how things were going and that.
Problems. Were you like an agony uncle?
Kind of.
That's amazing. Imagine that. Imagine sending someone to Carl. You got problems? Is it delicate? We'll go to Karl Pilkington.
Hang on, looks like maybe there's some questions.
Oh, we've got
coming in.
a few questions here. What's the one? What's Carl's view on?
Carl, what do you make of nudism?
Who's that from?
Let me just check who that's from.
Sort of there's a time and a place for it.
That's from. It's very difficult to tell.
That's
on
great. You
this,
see,
there's a time and a place for it.
That is just brilliant. That is Dickie Bird. That's that sort of northern, confident soundbite. Wasn't it nudism? Time and a place for it.
There's a time and a place
Would you
for
do it, Steve?
Would I do nudism?
Yeah.
He's not allowed.
Not again.
No,
Yeah.
It's not nice, is it, really?
No, it's not with Steve. He's not allowed on any National Trust land doing it because he's caused the death of millions of starlings.
That's
See,
true.
there was something on BBC Choice the other night. It's a really short show. I haven't seen it before.
Yeah.
Like an odd
It's
co-op
not.
thing.
It's not a bloke eating cup of soup and then another short show like maybe someone cleaning their teeth with Colgate and then a really short show. What was it? Go on.
No, what it was about this old fella who he's into nudism, and he was saying he's done all right.
Did he
out
play
of it.
volleyball a lot?
He said he's done all right out of it because there's not many blokes who are willing to go nude for modelling and that, and he's
Yeah.
about 70, so it's not.
Is there much cry for that? Do you think? Is there much demand for a
He's doing
70-year-old
all right.
nude?
He's doing all right for it.
Sure. Good luck to him.
And the odd thing was, you see,
He had a corkscrew penis.
he was just like walking around on a main road in like a
In the bar.
seaside town, and
Right.
yeah, and cars would.
See, that's not nudism, is it? That's mental illness.
Yeah, he's just a bit div.
Yeah.
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 So
I tell you, one of your favourite programmes. Is it one of your favourite programmes? Just that one with the hot air balloon. And it's
Yeah, you
adventures.
love that,
It just
yeah.
goes. It's like
Oh,
in
you love
Sydney.
that.
Sometimes then he's at a carnival.
His favourite programme when he was little, he used to watch it for hours, was that little girl by a blackboard with two toys.
Yeah.
He used to love
You
that, didn't
enjoyed
you?
that, didn't you?
Right, listen. Here's something else I learnt in the week, and we can use this if you want to give away the Incubus tickets.
Go on.
There's a
Oh, I
program.
must have. There's some tickets to give away later. I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what it is later. Go on. Carl.
Who?
I don't know. We're going to save it. It's a surprise. Go on, Carl.
Oh, have I ruined it?
No, go on.
Crack on, mate. Crack on.
Yeah, there was a program about the body,
Sure.
and what is it? Right, Barbie doll. Why couldn't that be real?
Yes.
Play a record, Carl.
I do know the answer. Actually, I have to say.
What do you
Yes.
mean? Why
really.
couldn't it be real?
If the Barbie doll was like a real person,
Right.
it wouldn't work out.
I don't understand the question. If you do, this is what worries me.
I do understand the
Don't
question.
say
Why do you understand it?
Because it's one of those facts which I've heard in the past, but so therefore, because I know the answer, the question makes sense. But unless you know the answer, the question makes no sense.
Well, of course it doesn't.
That's what's brilliant.
Is it worth using for the tickets? Do you think? Is it that good?
It's not a real question, Carl.
I don't
Well,
think
it
it
is.
can count really.
It can't be a real
Why?
question. Well, because it's like one of those things about, a man went into a field and died. Why? You have to ask a question. You go, because his parachute didn't open. Well, I've got a million explanations. Okay, she'd be hollow. Do you know what I mean?
No, he's right. Actually, it is too vague. Why don't you give the answer, and then you'll understand what your question meant.
What was the answer?
She'd have to walk around on all fours because
No, physically, the proportions of Barbie
Yeah.
could
Yeah.
not be replicated on a real human woman because she just couldn't have those dimensions.
Yeah, we know.
Yeah.
But that you know what I mean? Yeah. Same goes for Fred Flintstone. Do you know what I mean? His head's half his body. It's a cartoon.
Right.
Don't have a go at Carl. He's the K-man. People love him.
Sorry.
God, they're
Have I
going
gone
to
too far?
alienate yourself.
I'd like some hip hop, Steve. Seriously.
laying into
I'd
it.
like some hip hop, Steve.
We'll come up with a question. We're giving away some Incubus tickets later. Look forward to that.
Yeah.
It's time for Hip Hop Hooray! This is from...
Hooray.
Whoa. Hey. Whoa. Hey, this is from De La Soul's 2000 album, not the current one. Art Official Intelligence,
Yeah.
Mosaic Thump.
Yeah.
A lot of
They've
people-
changed a bit, haven't
They
they?
have, and a lot of people have dismissed De La Soul, but there's still some tracks you can dig out.
Not as
that are good.
jazzy, but this is a soul tip to this
This
show,
is a
innit?
wonderful track. This is With Me. Play it, Carl.
Living for the City.
Genius.
Stevie Wonder.
The man's
From
a god.
the film Jungle Fever.
Absolutely.
It's a great film.
Yeah.
Well, not to be confused with Living in the City, which I think is a Desiree track.
So
never
you
do
know,
that.
because you're a huge
But
Desiree fan.
we were grooving along to that. It's a great, not my favourite Stevie Wonder track. I actually, for He's Mr. Know-It-All, but a great track. Stevie Wonder's just fantastic anyway. And during that, we just heads down, we just like, just enjoying the moment. We said turn it up, didn't we? We liked it. Carl, just halfway through, just looking at me. He's got a driving licence.
Yep.
I went, what? He went, he's got a driving licence. I went, he went, yeah, just for his own land. I went, you don't need a driving licence for your own land. He went, you might be right. He said, who else is blind?
I remember hearing something. It was someone famous
Right.
who shouldn't have a driving licence.
Well,
And they have. And I'm sure
a lot
it's
of
just
people.
I'm sure it was someone who's blind. But you're right, it's a bit of an odd one.
isn't it? No, but don't forget, this hasn't just happened, this is in your head. So you can't say that and go, isn't that weird? How did that happen? It's in your head, don't forget, at the moment. There is no proof
There's
of
no
this.
proof of that.
You can't say something and then go, isn't that strange? You said it.
Oh.
Do you know what I mean? We didn't just see something happen out the window. Yeah, you know, do you see what I'm saying? What's in your head and what happened and all that? What are you thinking?
I'm just thinking, who's that other fella?
Ray Charles.
Ray Charles.
Yeah.
Why would he have a driving licence? He's blind as well. I think it's the blind thing we've got a problem with. It's the idea of people who are blind driving cars that's maybe made us question that. I mean, Stevie may have a driving licence. I very much doubt that he's passed his test.
No.
He probably hasn't even... I mean, he could have done the theory one, maybe. But
And
that's
it-
touchscreen.
And until Labradors actually are allowed on the Queen's Highway,
Exactly.
I don't think we'll see many blind people driving
I
cars.
might be wrong.
You might be, mightn't you? Oh, we hadn't thought of that.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, you might be wrong.
Could well be
Well,
wrong.
there's a start. I fancy a bit of Ed Hardcore about now.
Well, Rick, you've embarrassed yourself because his name's Harcourt.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just play the song, Carl. Let's mop up this ugly mess. Still to come, loads of our other features, of course, including Hip Hop Hooray! It's a Ricky and Steve classic on XFM, Sugar, If I Can't Change Your Mind.
Brilliant.
So listen, it's time, isn't it? We've only got a few minutes left, so you better play the jingle.
Oh, chimpanzee that. Monkey news.
So, Monkey News, if you've only just started listening to the show. Oh, you poor fool. Monkey News is where Carl reports for us all the latest monkey activity.
A headline or a word or someone he overheard in a pub and then totally embellishes it and makes it ridiculous and impossible. He believes it though. He believes every word he's saying. Let me say that before you hear, when you hear this, whatever it is, I haven't heard it, twaddle, remember, Carl totally believes it. Go on.
Right, so anyway, right, I think it's in LA this happened. Right.
I think. Why does he think?
So these people are in a restaurant having a lovely meal.
Is one of them short and hairy, but totally covered from top to bottom in a spacesuit, so he didn't know it was a monkey?
It's not one of the customers, one of the waiters?
So they're having a lovely dinner, probably one of the best sort of dinners they've had, right?
Mm.
So the waiter comes over, and it's like, can we just say I've had a lovely meal and that?
Right, it's the chef.
Of course it is. Can we see the chef?
Yeah.
So can we just, see the guy who cooked it? Of
course.
Yeah. Yeah. Short fella, hairy?
So the
Wearing a
waiter said, to be
balaclava?
honest,
Not so much.
the waiter said, look, he's busy, you know, he's got meals to cook and what have you. He hasn't really got time. He said, it'll only take a minute. He said, no, I prefer it, you know.
So this is a restaurant in LA that
I'll-
serves brilliant food.
I'll pass your message on and what have you, right? So,
So he sends for Monkey Pierre
so
White.
it's a bit odd. Anyway. So they go out, right? They go out to the car and they notice the kitchen door's open.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course they do, because they're going to discover something that I don't know.
So
They're going to hang on, this just out of interest, this where does this chef train before we see him or reveal, you know, what he might look like or like to eat?
So anyway, so they pop their head in and think, we'll just nip in and go,
Yeah,
you
why
know, love fruit salad or whatever. Yeah. So they stick their head in.
we better see the human chef.
You never guess what?
Go on.
Monkey stood on a chair, right, cooking veg. Right, so anyway, so they're like, what's going on here?
What do you mean? What do you mean he's cooking veg? What is he doing with it?
Well, he's stood on a chair by the cooker and he's chopping stuff.
Oh, he's
up, boiling
chopping
it,
as well now. He's
and all like
bad,
that.
isn't it? Yeah.
It's got a little, you know, he's got the bosses in there. They're like a bit shocked. So he's a bit panicking because he's got this monkey working for him. So they say to him, "What's going on here? We didn't know this is what's going on. You know, why have you got a monkey cooking stuff?" So he said, "Well, they
Incidentally, a monkey, I should point out, who probably doesn't need instructions from its girlfriend.
forget it."
Yeah.
You know, you just mentioned there about sort of no knickers and that.
Is this going to be your Auntie Nora?
No.
Right.
It's just, you know, like the last flat that I lived in, I always had a good view across the road and I could see, it was the hairy,
There was the hairy
well,
Chinese
not hairy
kid.
Chinese kid, he was just a Chinese kid, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Running
Because
about.
that's rare, isn't it? Hairy Chinese kids, very rare, isn't it?
yeah.
There's only one official sighting, isn't there? In one of those shit little magazines that you buy.
Yeah, he was running around in his underpants.
Did you, sorry, you just swore ironically. I mean, I imagine if there's any newspapers listening, you did that. Because you're sort of jokey and...
Yeah, go on.
yeah.
Let's not swear.
And there was
Go
the
on.
old woman who didn't move, she was just sat there reading the book all the
Who
time.
we
wasn't
think possibly died and no one came round for weeks,
might
yeah.
have been. But, and now I've moved, right? And it was quiet for a bit. I always look at what view I'm getting, right? Looks across and it was just sort of empty, sort of flats ready for people to move in and that, right? Anyway, people are in there now, right? And they've put all the furniture in, but I haven't put any curtains up,
Oh.
right? So anyway, I'm sort of washing up, just having a look out the window, right? Girl sort of wandering about, with no knickers on, right?
With no knickers on.
You mean
No
naked?
knickers. Well, she had a bra on.
Right,
but,
okay.
But,
She was
no
probably
knickers.
looking for a knickers.
So, I thought, oh. And I don't know how long I was looking,
No.
right? But anyway, she looks across.
Oh, God.
I think she spotted me.
Yeah.
I think, oh, God. I felt really bad.
Yeah.
I said to Suzanne,
Sorry, is this some sort of Peeping Tom confession while the Telegraph are listening?
I've no idea.
well, it's not, that's the thing though.
Peepington.
If I was peeping, she was peeping as well, because she was looking over. Works both ways, doesn't it?
Yeah, but yeah, all she could see of you was your bald head.
Yeah.
No, but
And your
this
hands
is it.
moving as you were washing up. And some white-looking substance frothing up.
Particularly stubborn stain on this glass.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Imagine that. Imagine if she looked across. I'm assuming your sink is lower than the window.
But didn't she just cover up or something? Or she looked back and go, oh, you looking at my fanny?
Well, the thing I did,
What?
I thought, oh, just sort of drop me boxer shorts. Because I
What?
thought, well, Suzanne said, what are you doing?
What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
No, just so they can see me cheeks of me.
What are you talking about?
No, because I thought if she thinks I'm walking about in the nude as well, then we've both got something out of it.
Carl!
This sounds like a bad excuse in court.
I know.
This is
Or the plot of a film on Channel 5.
I mean, this is like the doctor who got done right for exposing himself to a patient and then painted that little thing that you look down their throat pink.
Yeah.
And going, this is what they saw.
yeah.
No, so sorry, you were looking at a woman dancing around naked, right? So the only thing you could do was immediately drop your boxer shorts.
So she looked across, saw you fully clothed, saw you took your
No,
boxers
she
off.
wouldn't have done, because it's sort of just the top half and the sink's at a side angle, so I was sort of looking out.
So
This
she
is
wouldn't have
genius.
so she wouldn't have seen your trousers then anyway.
No, she did. I moved in front of the window more.
So you then made them. You actually climbed in front of the.
Oh, this is amazing!
So you climbed in front of the window to show off
No,
your
it wasn't
your naked
obvious.
lower half.
Suzanne said, what are you doing?
I bet she did.
What are you looking at?
I sent you in here to clean up.
What are you doing? I'm just taking my trousers down, stand over the window. Why? Because there's a naked woman across the road. What do you think I'm doing, Suzanne? I'm exposing myself while looking at some free fame.
Leave it.
What's up with you, Suzanne?
Leave it then, leave it.
Christ.
Are we doing Rockbusters or what?
Yeah.
Oh, she sent you in there to read up on Einstein. She comes in and finds that.
Oh, brilliant!
Anyway.
Wait a minute, can I just check? A final question. What did the woman across the way... What happened? What was her
I
reaction?
didn't look again, I just thought you've seen a bit of action as well, we're both happy. Let's leave it.
Brilliant.
So were you waddling around like a penguin with your trousers around your ankle?
I just was walking about and Suzanne said, what are you doing? I said, I'll explain to you in a bit, but don't look out the window because then it's
Excellent.
obvious.
Then he sees that she calls her husband to look at Karl walking around naked. He goes, "Oh, she's got a quick, Suzanne, get him out. There's only one with you. Get some more friends. They've gone one more."
Anyway.
Brilliant. Right, play a record and come back to Rockbusters and Monkey News. We haven't got enough time. Do Rockbusters. Oh, God Almighty.
Do you know last time we were on,
Yeah.
right? And I was telling you about the woman over the road where I live.
The one that walked around naked.
There's a woman who walks about the flat naked,
This
right?
is when Karl was watching a woman naked. Then she looked at... saw him looking. So what he did, this is the genius he did to get out of this, he pulled his pants down so he was naked too. His girlfriend comes in and goes, "Karl, what are you doing?" He went, "I can't tell you now, but don't look out of the window." Yeah, go on,
So
sorry.
that woman, she's bought some blinds.
I think this is example of you, Karl, is you give up too easy.
Yeah,
you know,
and
you took up the books and you gave that up straight away.
You think there's no point in anything?
I did Crusaders for I think I lasted that out for about 4 weeks.
What's Crusaders?
Well, it was my mate, right? He was religious.
Uh-huh.
And I'm not really. But
No, I mean, you believe in ghosts, though, and shadows pushing people off bikes, but go on.
it's the same time, I think I told you once before that I went to the church with this lad because I swore and he said he was going to tell me dad.
Yeah.
I was effing and jeffing. So he said, if you're gonna...
Is that how they get people to church nowadays?
I love that one kid that he hasn't got the idea of the protection game. There's nothing in it for him. Either you turn to religion or I tell your father.
Right, so I went to church with him and that, and then the next week he said, I know that was rubbish and you didn't enjoy it. It's when I got kicked out for messing with a tennis ball in the pews, right?
I don't think we've heard that, but I don't think we could possibly go into that now.
Summed it up.
Yeah.
So,
Well, no.
come on, we'll come back to that. You had a tennis ball and some pubes.
No, in the pews.
In the pews, right.
Yeah.
But anyway, so I went there and I said, I don't think much of this church thing, it's a bit boring.
Sorry, and so you went to church and you ended up in the Crusades?
No, it's called the Crusaders. What it is, it's meant to be the fun part of religion for kids.
Right.
And my mate said, oh, you want to come along? It's, you know, you go on a Friday night and do it on a Sunday as well. Right, so I went on the Friday night, it was brilliant. They had Sabutio, played table tennis in this dead big old house.
And what do they do at the end? Say, I hope you enjoy yourself. Remember, God gave you all this.
Well, it's sort of, you know, enjoy the simple things in life. You don't need computer games, you can play table tennis and that, and talk with your friends.
Yeah.
And blah, blah, blah. I thought, yeah, that's alright.
I think you'd be happy in a young offenders institution. You get to clean the toilets there.
But don't forget, Karl, I think God invented Nintendo too.
Right. Well, anyway, so that was alright. I loved it on the Friday.
Yeah.
And my mate said if you go for 4 weeks in a row without missing a day, you get a free badge. And, I was
and
like,
salvation.
I don't like all this sort of being stuck in stuff. Do you know what I mean? That's what my head in about
get
school.
tied down.
Do you know what I mean? It's like, every day.
Yeah.
Right, so, anyway, so you've got to come again on Sunday, so I thought, well, we'll have another game of table tennis, it'll be alright.
Yeah.
So anyway, I go on the Sunday.
Who was this servant of God?
Right. I go on the Sunday, it's like a totally different club, there's no table tennis.
That's how they trick you.
No Sabutio.
Yeah.
They start handing out Bibles.
Oh.
And
It's like a timeshare thing.
Hang on a minute, right?
They trick you.
So I didn't go again on Sundays, I used to just go on the Friday.
Just go on the Friday, brilliant. Brilliant. I'm amazed no one else saw through that.
Well, the thing is, there used to be loads there on the Friday, so
I bet
I
there
thought they won't even notice that I'm not, like,
Yeah,
do you
sure.
know what I mean? That I'm not showing up on a Sunday. So anyway, carried on, it was
Just
brilliant.
this kid and the vicar?
Oh, I love that. You got one over on the church.
So I was loving it, right? Playing table tennis and that.
Yeah,
and then
no
on a Sunday, they found out where I live, and the head fella started coming round, knocking on the door.
God.
He's everywhere, Rick.
Why did he knock?
The fella,
Politeness.
the fella who like ran the club, he started coming round, knocking on the door. And I saw him coming up the path, and I said to my mum, "Oh, it's the fella from the Crusaders."
Yeah.
She didn't even know what I was.
No,
in.
she
was
thought
like,
you were
"What
off
are
nicking
talking
hubcaps
about?"
and stealing cars.
She didn't have a clue what I was talking about.
You've been going to church.
To church, I don't
You
believe it.
little bleeder.
That's not how we brought you up.
So I said, "Look, just tell him I'm not in. Tell him I'm not in." And she had to keep doing this, and they were coming round every Sunday to try and make me, like, go on a Sunday. It was really important that I went and that I was abusing the system and all this. Anyway, I didn't go. And then
Why didn't they just tell you on next time you turned up on a Friday?
Yeah.
No, well, because there was so many people there on a Friday, you just get mixed in the crowd.
Yeah.
It was jammed. It was well popular on a Friday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. But anyway, on one of the Sundays, it was quiet for a bit, and they stopped coming round. So I thought, right, I can go out again, right, on a Sunday, because I used to avoid hanging around the house in case
What sort of reign of terror is this?
Incredible.
So I thought,
It's
right.
like the Spanish Inquisition.
So I thought, great, they forgot about me.
Yeah.
Everything, I can carry on in sort of normal life now.
Yeah.
And I was playing out in the avenue. Fella comes round. And he goes, "There you are. You know, you're always busy on a Sunday. You enjoy Fridays and that, don't you?" I was like, yeah. He goes, "Well, come on, you've got to come with me." And I couldn't get out of it.
No.
Do you know what I mean? It's like, what could I say?
Charlie says.
Right?
Yeah.
So, anyway, he nearly killed me in a car crash. So that was the excuse I used next time. He had a Mini, right? And he was driving us there, and he hit the curb, nearly sort of turned over the Mini. Right? There was like 3 of us in the back. So I said...
Is that a record?
So next time,
Or was it a joke?
Next time he came round to pick us up, I said, "Look, really enjoyed it and that." I said, "But ever since that journey, I really, you know, I don't want to get in the car with you again, because it scared me a bit." And I said, "All right then, I didn't have to go again."
That's all right, isn't it?
That's extraordinary.
Yeah.
He almost killed you in a car
It's a
crash.
parable. Thank God no one was hurt.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Your life moves in incredible ways.
Yeah.
Rather like God.
Yeah. So,
So there you go.
they're probably round there now, aren't they? Going, is he coming tomorrow?
So I went to the toilet. Now, I'm not being out of order here, it just got me thinking, right? I went to the toilet. The gay fella in there, right?
There was a gay fella in there.
Gay fella in the toilet. Now,
How could you tell?
How did you know?
just typical, you know, everything about it, right?
Everything about it, right, yeah.
Oh.
What,
Just
large
what-
handlebar moustache,
what-
leather
what-
cap.
Butt plugs, ammo nitrate. Could I just say that these views do not reflect the views of the management of XFM or me and Steve.
Or
Go on,
most
Carl.
of the people in this country. On
Go
you
on, go on, Carl. What's your problem?
Yeah, but this is what I'm worried about, really. But this is why I only got Danny Minogue right. Right? Because this was floating around my mind. Went
She's
to
a
the
big
toilet.
gay icon,
Now,
isn't she?
going to the toilet, they have like men's cubicle and they have women's cubicle.
Yeah.
Now, without sounding out of order, is it wrong for me to think gay men should have their own little cubicle?
Go in!
They should have their own... Well, not cubicle, you mean an actual toilet, I suppose.
When I was at the urinal,
Yeah.
normally, you know, there's a fella there and you go, alright. And there's no pressure. But I couldn't go. I was thinking, should I wait? If I go into the toilet, it'll look obvious.
Yeah.
I had loads of pressure, and
But
this was
what were you
going on.
worried
I'm so
about?
sorry.
What were
I'm
you
so
concerned
sorry,
about?
viewers. I'm so
Well,
sorry.
it's like, right, listen, when I was a kid, right, and it's alright for you to go into women's toilets when you're a kid, it's like, oh, it's a bit cute,
Yeah.
right, as long as you're not, like, over 15 or something, right?
Right.
But when I was a kid, I went into a toilet, and women, when they use their little cubicles, they don't shut the door. Some of them just sit down on the toilet,
Yeah.
right, and you see everything, and, no, seriously, that's probably one of the first times I saw, like, a woman.
Yeah.
That, right, and my Auntie Nora when she was staying over.
What happened with your Auntie Nora?
She was, she's into wearing caftans.
Into wearing what?
You know, caftans.
Oh, yeah.
What caftans?
Big, bellowy sort of dresses.
Right, right.
And, yeah, I used to sit on the floor at home in front of the telly.
Sure.
She was on the chair behind.
Yeah.
She did a bit of a, sort of a Sharon Stone scene.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Did you see it?
There was no underwear.
No.
What age were you?
What was it like?
What age were
It
you?
was like a ripped tennis ball. So.
What? Right, we're off air. We're off air. Either that or put us in for the Sonys.
Stir it up. Bob Marley on XFM 104.9. Ricky Gervais, Steve Merchant, Karl Pilkington.
Wait, did you get up today and just see the great weather and think, do you know what, I'd love to hear some Stir It Up from Bob Marley?
Yeah, I did actually. Well, I was going to play it the week before last, before I went away, and we didn't have time. So,
well, we were crammed full of features like this one.
Have we got a cheeky freak of the week?
Do you want one?
Yeah. I think we should have a jingle for this.
Okay, I've got a jingle. It's very similar to Chimpanzee.
Chimpanzee that?
Yeah.
Well, let's hear it.
Okay. Oh, cheeky freak of the week.
Brilliant. Yeah, no, I think that's excellent. So, cheeky freak of the week. You've spotted a freak this week?
This is where somewhat, I think, offensively, you pick on someone who's not like other people and say it's your favourite freak of that week. Yeah, I remember we had the woman whose legs looked like the hind legs of a dog. We've had the little fella with the ageing disease, with the little head playing the piano. That was your favourite. I think that's your probably freak of the year, isn't it?
It's a pretty good one.
So what's this? Is it a man with a horrendous injury, or is it a congenital birth defect, or what?
Yeah, but you put it like that, and now it sounds like I'm being tight. It sounds like I'm being out of order. But I'm just giving him a mention.
Just giving him a big shout out.
Right. There's quite a lot going on in the freak world.
There always is.
You've been visiting hospitals the last week, have you, when we were away?
No, there was a thing on a website. This isn't even the one that I've picked, so...
So this is just a bonus?
This is a bonus freak.
Tease, yeah.
Yeah, go on then.
This is a free freak, right? It's a fella called the Lobster Man.
The Lobster Man, of course.
Again, good name, you know what you're going to get.
Yeah.
Right?
What are you going to get? Some succulent meat.
I like the idea that the vicar on the christening suggested that. I know you want to call him Mark. Can I make a suggestion?
Yeah.
Look at his hands.
What's his name? Mark Michael Webster. Right. Right.
Have you thought about a nickname?
Not really, no. Have you looked
at his hands?
Yeah, we don't want to talk about that because
do you know they look a little bit like lobsters?
Well, yeah, but it's quite deformed. It's like, we
Can I suggest Lobster Man?
That's terrible, Vicar. That is terrible, Vicar.
Pidgey.
Go on then. We're going to see. This is what the sort of feature you come up with, Karl.
So, Lobster Man.
There's probably people listening now with, lobster feet.
Right.
Lobster hands.
So,
Squid Boy.
So, Lobster Man, what does Lobster Man do? Does he fight crime?
Not that much.
Okay.
Apparently he got into a bit of trouble. He was in a restaurant, and this was years ago, by the way.
And someone picked him to eat him?
No, so apparently the waiter said, "Oh, you shouldn't be sat here, you should be in my pan," or something.
Oh dear.
And they had a fight, got out of hand.
Yeah.
Got out of claw.
And, yeah, so that was...
What do you mean they had a fight? What did
he do?
A waiter took the mickey out of someone with...
No,
can I just make clear? I'm assuming his hands look a bit like those of a lobster.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's fused, so it's just like two big fingers. They're fused, I assume, probably in the womb, and they're just like, instead of like having 5 digits, they're fused, and But he can pick stuff up, can't he?
Yeah.
What does he pick up? He mainly eats crabs and jellyfish, doesn't he?
Yeah. Yeah. So he was having a fight with the waiter, he snipped off his nose.
Right, so anyway,
he just held on to the waiter's bib.
Yeah,
and the waiter was screaming, "Go and get him off me."
Yeah.
So anyway,
does he eat other lobsters? Does he think he would eat lobster, or is it kind of? Would he feel bad about eating lobster?
Right.
The little cheek of the freak that we've gone for anyway.
The what?
The little freak of the week.
Yeah.
Cheeky freak of the week. We've gone for this Siamese lad.
Okay.
Right. Happened back in...
you can't have a Siamese lad, can you?
Alright, yeah. This Siamese twins. Happened back in 1693.
Oh, he's got a date. Blimey, that's the first time ever.
Yeah. And all it was, he was doing all right for himself. He used to go on those circus things he used to do.
They're two people you're talking about, Karl. So we're going to him.
All right then. All right. They did this circus show, right?
Yeah.
And everything's going well. They're selling out the tents and stuff. People coming to see them.
Yeah.
He was doing all right for himself.
Yeah.
Right.
Sorry, before I said that, did you think a Siamese twin was a man with 2 heads?
Well, it can be, can't it? It depends.
There's two people. They're conjoined.
No. But it depends, doesn't it? The one that I shown you in that book that time was a fellow with 2 heads.
No, it wasn't. That was a stupid picture in one of your stupid books that he had a growth that looked a little bit like it had a face on it. It wasn't a man with 2 heads. You're the same sort of people who send potato chips to restaurants and say, "Doesn't it look like Norman Cook?"
Yeah.
It's not 2 heads.
We'll bin this feature.
No,
it's
they're 2 people. They're 2 people. Conjoined twins,
Yeah.
right? So these
They just happen to have a similar taste in clothes. Okay.
Anyway, so they were doing all right, and it all went wrong when he crossed the road, got run over. The lad with 2 heads got run over. That's it.
What? How is that cheeky freak of the week?
Just because it got my interest, and I kind of thought, why didn't he just look both ways?
I'm intrigued to know
Why wasn't he looking both ways?
I'm intrigued to know how you get run over. What was it, 1629?
Yeah. Well, it's horses and that, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, why wasn't he looking both ways? Karl Pilkington, you are a genius. Play a record, you fool.
Well done, Karl. More cheeky freak of the week next week.
See what's going on.
Okay, in the freak world.
You're interested in like where sayings come from as well, aren't you? Because you told me one of the week. What that? I don't know if Steve's aware of that. Do you want to tell Steve this one?
What's this a saying?
Can we do this quiz?
We'll do the quiz later. I know you're excited about the quiz. Let's do that later. But what's this saying?
Right. What is the saying? Chucking a baby out with the bathwater.
Yeah.
Have you heard that phrase?
Don't throw the baby out with the bathwater.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Right. How would you use that?
Well, how would I use that? Don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. I suppose if you've been discussing something, you've come up with some plans, but you're slightly worried, and you might abandon the whole plan, whereas there might be some ideas in there which are still worth retaining.
Exactly.
So you don't want to throw the baby out with the bathwater.
There might be something you can just change, and you don't. Yeah.
There might be a few ideas you can salvage from an otherwise worthless one.
Well, the saying, right, comes from like years ago again.
Mm-hmm.
And
pre or post phone.
And ages and ages ago, when like the bloke worked in the house, he was like the coal man, and then you had like
no way, it's important.
Then like the mum is like she stays at home making the dinner, looking after the kids.
Yep.
And you've got like the little kid who's just growing up, just messing about and stuff. So what happens is, back then they didn't have like fresh flowing warm water every day. So all they could only afford to have like one full big bath of fresh water. So they'd fill up the bath, right? And then the dad would come home and he'd say, "Oh, I've had I had a tough day at work and that down the pit." And his wife would say, "It's all right, I'm putting the dinner on. You're going to have a nice warm bath."
So, because he gets the bath first.
Because he gets the bath first, because he's the grafter.
And he's covered in coal.
He's covered in coal, so the water's, like, minging by the time he's finished.
Yeah.
Right? And then the wife says, "Oh, after all my cleaning the house and doing the cooking, I'm a bit sweaty now."
She's covered in dust and grime. She has the next one.
I'll have a bath, right?
Yeah.
At the end of the line, there's a little baby.
Yeah.
He's been playing out all day. Also got, like, little grubby knees and stuff, needs to have a bath.
Yeah.
He goes in the bath. Right, but because the water's so dirty,
sure,
they go and empty the water out of the window. Can't see the baby in it. Chucking the baby out with the bathwater. That's where it comes from.
I don't know what to say, Steve. Because I've heard this. I'm just. What do you think, Steve?
So firstly, that sort of, I mean. That doesn't explain
where do you start? You're struggling, aren't you? You're struggling where to start.
Well, firstly, I can't see how we've now applied this to,
I've been
the
thinking
example
of this.
that
I've been thinking of this for days, Steve, waiting for you to hear this one.
These coal mining parents, deeply negligent.
Yeah, I love
They've left their baby in the bath, unattended.
That's the way round to do it. The one covered in coal.
Yeah.
You go first.
Sure.
You go first. Don't wash the baby and then get in that.
Yeah.
One covered in coal goes first.
Yeah.
That's the best idea.
Yeah.
Second most dirty one goes second, and then the clean little baby.
Yeah.
I think we should do him last because he's done nothing towards this family.
But more than that, Rick, leave him to his own devices.
Yeah.
Jack, I'm just going to throw the water out.
Yeah.
In the bath.
Don't check first.
Have you checked that the baby's not in there? No, I'm not even going to waste my time checking.
You'd see it.
I'd be able to see a baby.
You'd see a baby in there.
If a baby was in here, I'd be able to see it. I'm just going to throw it out.
Yeah, I'm not even going to look, to be honest, Jack. We've all had our bath.
Yeah.
If the baby's in there, then it should be making
careful,
it sound
Jack. We have lost 3 children this way. Don't worry. Where did you read that?
No, I stayed up and watched, there was a thing on about Dracula.
Right. What, Dracula?
And I found a flaw in it.
Go on.
Not the fact that he's the living dead and and drinks blood to stay alive and he doesn't reflect.
And he can turn into a
mirrors.
bat.
Well,
And you can, go on.
the mirror thing, you can't look in mirrors, can he?
Well, he can look in mirrors, but he can't see himself in a mirror.
Yeah.
Right, that still doesn't work.
Go
Okay,
on.
go on.
It doesn't work at all, Carl. It doesn't work
Come
anyway.
on, no.
Well,
Centre parting's always really neat.
His centre parting's always really
how does he do it if he can't look in the mirror?
Blood on the floor or something it was called. Rubbish.
I love the flaw in the Dracula film is that his centre parting's too neat. How did he do it without a mirror? Ah.
Was it a documentary about Dracula?
No,
Yeah,
it was
the real
it's
Dracula. The
called-
real Dracula. bit.
Yeah, the real Dracula, the
It's
true
just a
story.
film. It had blood on the floor or something. It's called.
Yeah.
It's rubbish. From 1970.
Yeah.
Right, but you
know-
say that and watch that.
You know there aren't
Yeah,
really
that's right.
vampires in that sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it still annoys you that his centre parting was too neat.
Well, if you're going to do it, do you know what I mean?
I'd like to see him with a fringe sort of pushed forward and maybe a hood up, alright? Come to suck your blood and that, alright?
Yeah, just bits of tissue paper all over his face where he's cut himself shaving.
Oh, I can't see it. Bloody mirrors annoying me, alright? I'd love to see that. A little mank Drac. That'd be great, wouldn't it?
Well, that might be a film that we do in our movie.
Mancula.
Just getting onto that.
Mancula. Count Mancula. Alright? You got any rave? You got any rave music, huh? Huh? Got any Oasis or that? That'd be brilliant. He came from Manchester. Please welcome Mancula. Alright? That'd be great, wouldn't it? His hair's a mess. Well, I can't see a mirror, can I?